Start with the bedroom back here. You got these two twin mattresses. They will come into one big bed. The boards are under there and they come here. You can make a big bed. This here is for the flooring. Goes down, covers this. The carpet is in the bin down there. Put the carpet down. That will insulate the floor if you're using this in cold weather. Okay. So you can go twin beds, Bert and Ernie style, or it can come in one. You got all these drawers. Okay, I do have a few t-shirts back there if you want to use them, no big deal. This is all sheets, blankets. Okay, the other thing, these are all go in the windows if you want to black out the sun or you want to bake it toasty warm in here. If you cover the windows, cover the floor, and isolate the cab and cover this, you'll be toasty warm in here. That's how you do that. Super simple. All right, we'll get that drawer back on there. Got the TV, that's a smart monitor, microwave, conventional oven. I don't use the oven. You got the heater and the air conditioner. If you run the heater here and you're running off the propane generator, you're fine with power. If you're running off the external generator, it's the only thing you can run. Be hard to run anything else. You also have a heater right here. Make sure that it doesn't get turned on accidentally. But you can't really run that heater and that heater at the same time unless you're plugged into 30 amp power, then you can. Propane heat is what I use the most. So you have several heating options if necessary. You also have the engine heater. You can heat it up for a short time, but don't run the engine very long. So you have several heat sources, and I would also get a little space heater over using this. If you had just a little space heater and your propane heat, 0 to 10 degrees weather, you could still stay warm in here. So like, yeah, I left this on. No, that's that. Okay, so that's that. Function wise, it is the fridge. The battery does not work for this fridge, so either you're plugged in generator power or plugged in at 30 amp or propane. I always run my fridge on propane. Doesn't use a lot of propane. So that's how you do that. If this is blanked, you can't get it to work, hold down on the power button, start again, try it again. Okay. Keep in mind, I've got it on off, so that wouldn't work. So you got to make sure the propane's on. That's a tank heater. If you're using the tanks and it's below freezing, you could turn those on. No guarantee. I would not use the tanks if it's very cold. But if you do have that option. Keep in mind, any damage you do because you're not doing it correctly is on you. All right, these are shows you the battery levels, all of the tank levels. Push it twice, it's got 2 screens. This is the propane water heater, electric heater. I would just use propane water pump. Slider in and out. Dang, I've never even used this. Not even sure what it is. So, okay. This is the table, okay? It can go there or it can go there. This is the coat that I use because it's really good to cover the wheel well at night. Keeps the cold out. Okay. All right. That's all of that. This is the bathroom. Okay. Got a full shower. Got a working toilet. Okay. That fan. Okay. This fan, the remote doesn't work. This is how you turn it on. Just twist it until it comes on. Keep going. Keep going. Okay. Same thing to come off. Very ideal. If this is wet at all, that thing will keep things dry. You don't want to. Moisture is the worst thing for an RV. Okay, I'm leaving a little bit of food here. You're welcome to it. These kick back, nice kickback. This is a great mop. Leave the mop here. Then you got this covered space. Pots and pans, paper plates and baggies. Got some silverware. You might want to check that. It's not the best. Yeah, microwave. Don't use the conventional oven on that. Sucks too much power. And then, yeah, this doesn't latch. You do have to help it to open, help it to close. You can insulate this, definitely insulate this at night, and you can close this. So yeah, there's a few things that aren't working correctly, and if you're okay with that, that's why the rent is much cheaper than if everything was new and nice and working. So if you can deal with a few little issues that you can work with, this has been a great home. I've done 2 years full-time in this, gone on all kinds of ventures, and I hope somebody gets to do it some more. Like I said, there's damage here. This whole back bumper's damaged. You got this damage here. You've got crack in the windshield right here. Should not spread. If it does, we'll get that fixed. Missing the Mercedes symbol. Got a break there. You know, just minor stuff, but some major stuff. You got this going on. So that's the damage. Got a few places on the roof where we've got some cracks. I'm gonna try to fill them in, but we should probably document that real quick.